Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about Trump, New York, delays, wishes, and why. Because that's the big question that started coming in within minutes of Judge Merchan's decision being announced. Why? Why did the judge make this call? So a quick recap of events before we get to the question. In the New York case, the case that gets called the hush money case, Trump's team has been arguing for a list of things, ranging from dismissal to delaying sentencing. Trump's attorneys are using the Supreme Court decision as the basis for their arguments. Trump was convicted of falsifying business records to cover up his hush money payments to actress, writer, director, and producer Stormy Daniels. As a quick aside, after the last video mentioning her, I got a couple of messages from men saying that I shouldn't just call her an actress because that downplays her, quote, character. I'm sure the additional information provided is the clarification you wanted. By the way, she also made at least one horror movie. Okay, moving on. So, Judge Merchan has moved any potential sentencing back to November 26th, after the election. This is seen as a huge win for the Trump team politically. That remains to be seen, but the conventional wisdom is that this will help him. There is some thought that having this unresolved through the election could do more harm than good. So one of the things that the judge said addressed the idea that moving forward prior to the election was a political decision, saying the delay, quote, should dispel any suggestion that the court will have issued any decision or imposed sentence either to give an advantage to or to create a disadvantage for any political party or any candidate for any office. Another reason the judge probably agreed to the defense request is that the prosecution didn't argue against it. Instead, they basically said they trust the court's judgment. A spokesperson for the DA's office said, quote, a jury of 12 New Yorkers swiftly and unanimously convicted Donald Trump of 34 felony counts. The Manhattan DA's office stands ready for sentencing on the new dates set by the court. Now, let's go through some of the commentary that's out there. There are a pretty significant number of commentators who believe the real reason the sentencing was pushed back is that Merchan would be imposing a stiff sentence, and that confining the former president just prior to election would not be a good look. That's totally possible. There are a lot of other options. The judge might be leaning towards a very light sentence and not want to cast the court's decision as an endorsement of Trump. There's also the possibility that there won't be a sentencing at the end of November. The judge also set the date for his decision about Trump's motion to vacate the verdict, November 12th, after the election, but before the potential sentencing date. It's worth mentioning that just before the quote that's being cited by everybody, the one I read is the phrase, quote, if such is required. In context, that means if the sentencing date is required. Now, this could mean that Merchan is leaning towards vacating the verdict, or it could just be a judge choosing their words carefully so it can't be said that he didn't fully consider the motion to vacate. There's a lot of commentary out there that seems to be more wishing than analysis. After it's all charted, we don't actually know what's going on in Merchan's mind. We'll have to wait until the dates that have been set. I would say that if the 12th doesn't go well for Trump, the chances are that the 26th goes even worse. But that's about all we can really tell at this point. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.